Howdy, y'all. Voodoo coming in at you. Might as well go ahead and say it. Might as well get it sent out to reverse. Not running up and down the street. Hey, Skip. How's it going, Skip? Yeah. Let's just say, I'd like to make them an offer they just can't refuse. Oh, it's okay, Skip. I don't mind y'all missing. I'm sure I'll find some way to make up for it. Not exactly sure how I would torture you that way, but I don't know. I'm sure something will come to mind. Can't help but be me. So I started this a little late. Normally I'd run an hour. Lately I've been running 2 hours just about any day. Well, you know, Skip, I swing for the fences. I throw hard. If you're gonna play the Kansas City card, you got to be expecting the Raiders to come through for you. Actually, just to be honest, I really think that Kansas City got really pissed off after they lost to the Raiders. And that caused them to win quite a few extra games. Like at least 3 extra. And it caused them a situation where they could say, you know what, I'm going to rest all of our starters. Who cares if it's against San Diego and it's a division rival? It's just a way to put the extra screws to the Raiders fans, because they will not be the only team to have beat us, nor will they be the only team in the division to beat us. So, yeah, you know, there is that. No, actually, this is supposed to be a St. Patrick's Day hat. I wear it from time to time. Howdy, Kirk. Glad to see you're in today. So for those who don't know, Skip and I have a very, very acknowledged rivalry because of a certain football team that he likes that I won't name and that I like, which is obvious. And it's perfectly okay for friends to have such rivalries. I will go back and explain. In my lifetime, 3 different good friends that I remember that I will still converse with. One named John, one named Billy, and one goes by some name that's not actually his, but he says that his name is Skip. I'm not going to say what his real name is. But John liked the Chargers. Now, I'm always going to call them San Diego because, I'm sorry, but in my lifetime, they've only been LA for what, 2 years now? And we all know Los Angeles was a Raiders town, so it's fine. One is a Denver Broncos fan. I hope Denver Broncos never move out of Denver because that's just going to be stupid. That whole state bleeds orange and blue. And then, of course, there's Skip, who likes a team from Missouri named after the wrong state. Just nothing right about him. Except for that quarterback. Wouldn't mind having the quarterback. Oh no, see, now that's the funny thing. The highest stadium in the NFL and the lowest stadium in the NFL used to be division rivals. That is not actually going to be true anymore. Los Angeles Stadium is higher up than either Reliant Field, where the Houston Texans play, or the what is it? 3 stadiums that are in Florida now. Yeah, Jacksonville, which is Florida, of course, and then Miami and Tampa Bay. So, yeah, pretty interesting that. Just statement of fact. It was always an interesting thing that the Oakland Raiders played, the field level was 13 feet below sea level. People always thought that was crazy when I'd tell them that. No, it was built that way on purpose. Death Valley. Death Valley. Let's see, the Death Valley Chiefs. Howdy, Jim. Glad to see you today. Oh, Let's see. What was that? Steph says she needs a hat that says seamstresses rule. I don't know if I could get you a hat that says seamstresses rule. I might have actually almost had that same shirt, Skip. You know, the one that Steph's talking about. It says Yarn Life. Uh-oh. Tillerman 7 just put up his 5 blend VR. And I did see that Steph and Skip are somewhat nominated to do a 5 blend. But before we get carried away and people start going, oh, what's your 5 blends? I'm just going to go ahead and run it out there, and I'm not going to nominate anybody because I'm going to do it right here, right now. Y'all correct me if I get them wrong. I saw that Jim did one also. That's right. Desert Pine Piper did one. Yes, yes. I saw that he wanted Carter Hall. So, but being that Jim nominated 5 people, I'm okay with nominating only one person. And you'll understand why I'm killing it when I only nominate the one person that I'm going to nominate. Tobacco number 1. What would I smoke all day, every day? I believe that's... Someone quick, write down what the categories are, or type it in real quick. I'm sure I can fill up a little bit of time here with just this. So yeah, tobacco 1. What would I smoke every day? Sounds kind of facetious, but I do believe I would go out there and I'd smoke Voodoo Queen from Sutliff. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just saying that because you say that your name's Voodoo. No, actually, I'm just saying that because I actually enjoy that blend. It's got a little hodgepodge of just about everything. It's got a little Perique. It's got a little Burley. It's got a lot of Kia. It's got some Orientals. It's got some Virginias in there. I like it. It's technically considered an English blend. What more am I supposed to say? Let's see. We move from there. And unlike... Oh, Kurt, yeah, I buy it by the pound. I definitely buy it by the pound. There's no reason not to. I know I'm going to smoke all of it. Let's see. What's the next one? Is it the Friday blend or is it the occasional blend? Someone help me out here. What's supposed to be my next one? Oh, that's right. Over-the-counter blend. Over-the-counter blend. One of my favorite over-the-counter blends. Now, this is going to completely confuse people. But this is something that I found that I used to be able to get anywhere, and then the place where I got it from completely changed the rules. So I'm going to give 2 over-the-counter blends. Okay. First over-the-counter blend was 3 different bags, but I could get them at Walgreens. Yes, I said that right, Walgreens. Blender's Gold. And I would get 1 of each bag, and I would blend all 3 of them together. And it was a 4-ounce bag for like $7 or something like that. Cheap. Maybe it was only 2 ounces for $7. I don't remember. It's been a while. But one was a vanilla, one was a cherry, and one was burley and black Cavendish. What I found is that you take them all out, you pour them into a jar, you mix them up real well, you take out what you're going to use for the day, and you're golden. Now, yeah, it was aromatic, but it smelled good enough that nobody was going to sit there and throw you out of a place for smoking it, and it smoked well enough that you didn't mind that it was not the best tobacco. But we did say over the counter. The other over the counter was, of course, what is it, Prince Albert? Either in the big can or the bag. But I have a hard time saying over-the-counter blends because here in Houston, we've got this little place called the Briar Shop. That's with an E on the end and 2 P's in the middle. And they've got so many tins of stuff that's just ready to go over the counter as a regular daily basis. So it was real difficult for me to just say over the counter blend. But I tried to give you one that you can probably still find. Let's see. What is it? The occasional blend or the Friday only blend? That's 2. I'm having to depend upon my guys here, or on my crowd. They know how to do this. They've done it before, all of them. I'm not sure that it really matters which order I do it, because I'm in a situation where I can do it whichever way I want to. Once a week blend. My once a week blend is cigar. Because once a week I sit down and I talk cigars with a lot of pipe smokers as I sit here, and it's almost always on a Friday. But if I was to say a blend that I'm only going to have once a week, Escudo on Thursdays. Because if you're going to talk with the Escudo master, you might as well smoke some with him. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. Okay. But yes, if I'm only going to smoke one thing a week, one time a week, it's probably going to be a cigar. And if I can, I'll be so bold as to tell you that it's the Alec Bradley Black Market Gordo size. 2.5, 3 hours worth of awesome. I have tried some very, very good cigar leaf blends. Don't get me wrong. There's some that are out there, but they are still a blend that is, we've added some cigar leaf to a tobacco that you're supposed to smoke in a pipe. Um, and there's something about the totality of doing a cigar that I just absolutely can't get rid of in my life. So I'm always going to prefer a cigar, but there are some really good cigar leaf blends out there that, in fact, most of them are produced by C&D. Next, a blend to impress your friends. Well, most all of y'all hate me. I'm not sure what would impress any of y'all as far as pipe blend to impress my friends. Quite honestly, it's something I found recently. I'm going to say Sutliff Rum and Maple. And that sounds kind of strange. At least for me, because I'm not really an aromatic guy. But when it's lit up, it blows all over the place. And it smells wonderful. I mean, when people who are walking by 50 feet from me are telling me that they've been smelling it coming up the block and they've been looking for who's smoking the pipe so that they can tell me about it. And none of these people smoke pipes. None of them. I think if I'm going to actually say that, yes, I would go as far as to say, look, hand somebody some of this stuff. Let them smoke it their own selves in a place where they know people are going to be a little bit strange about smoking a pipe, and let them collect this same level of fun of, oh my God, these people don't smoke a pipe, but they are coming by saying, man, I love the smell of that stuff. So yeah, Sutliff Rum and Maple, which is actually what I'm smoking right now, but that's because I bought a pound of it. Oh, damn, I still got to do a review. Gotta slow down. Okay, what am I missing? So I've done a everyday, I've done an over the counter, I've done a occasional, and I've done a to impress your friends. That would not really be too impressive to my friends, though. The gift of tobacco would be, the gift of the tobacco would be what would impress them, I'm thinking. Okay, so once a year or / special occasion. Cohiba Silencio, because you can't buy it. You can only get that cigar if the guy who invented the exact blend and type of roll and everything about it, his name is Sean Williams. If you meet him, start talking to him immediately about Cohiba cigars, because that cigar is absolutely phenomenal. A blend that I would only smoke once a year. Very difficult for me because I don't have blends like that. But if and only if I could get it, the original Dunhill 965. Because the original Dunhill 965 was just, everything about it I liked, including that medicinal smell as soon as you open the package. And yes, it smelled like a medicine cabinet. Oh, he's not in Dallas. That's Fort Worth. Completely different locations. You could get killed by telling someone from Fort Worth they're from Dallas. And vice versa. But damn, do they bleed cowboys yuck. Okay, so now the question comes out, did I miss any of the tobaccos that I'm supposed to discuss? Did I hit all 5 of them? Voodoo Queen. Yeah, I think I've hit 5. Abilene, were you working anywhere near a certain base that does all the repair work for the B-2 bomber? No, I don't know what's out there. I don't know anything about what's out there. Abilene is about an hour and a half north of my brother-in-law's ranch. Yep, B1B. Yeah, I know what's out there. So now I'm supposed to nominate a certain number of people. But being that Desert Pine Piper has already nominated 2 of mine, I'm going to let his nomination stand. Because he went for 5 instead of just 3, but that's okay. I am nominating Phil Goodman of the Breyer Report. You're welcome, Phil. How did I know he would be here for this? What does it take to get Phil on camera? For no reason at all. Phil knows I'm gunning for him. I am sure everybody who is signed up to the BRTV guide mail will end up with a copy. Oh, no. I promised I was only going to do 1. And because I was only going to do 1, I made sure that my 1 was the knockout blow. I'm thinking people have forgotten that Phil is a heck of a smoker and a well-respected member of our community. Oh, yeah, Chad called out mutton chops. I'm waiting to see if it shows up. I, I seriously think Chad forgot all about Phil. Well, I don't know about working with Phil or around Phil, but I will say that I'm going to get to actually meet my daughter-in-law finally. My son and my daughter-in-law got married right about the same time that the Air Force put a lockdown on their base and made it so that they couldn't come in or out until COVID was over. And then they shipped him overseas for 6 months. So I've been waiting since they've got married to actually meet this girl. There was no reason to bring her home to meet Dad. I told him, as I would tell anybody, if she truly makes you happy, or sorry, if your chosen other truly makes you happy, then it's good enough for me. Now, I always put warnings out there like, watch out for those girls who specifically want out. And by out, I mean they're in a situation that they just don't like, whatever. Military and a girl that wants out, as soon as she's out, she's going to be hanging out with everybody who's left behind. And I'm not going to tell you what all she's going to be letting hang out. But you don't have to take my word for it. It's just what always happens. But yeah, I finally get to meet my daughter-in-law today at dinner. Don't worry, I'm going to take some pictures. I have to figure out how to put them into a video. I could probably get Martin to teach me if I want to see malfunctions. Son's MOS is security forces. I'm not sure what the letter and number designation for that was. I will be honest, I wished he would have picked 5 or 6 other options, but that's what he chose. Well, look, I'm going to tell you like I would tell anybody who's interested in joining the military. Yeah, I'm not familiar with what the Air Force MOS letter and number, like, I was power generation equipment repair, but that was 52 Delta. So sometimes I'll refer to it as 52 Delta and leave people wondering, what in the heck did I just say? And then I got to go back and go, oh yeah, sorry, not all of us were in the Army. Three P. I have no idea what 3P is. Other than you had to three-peat to stay in for 20 years. Come on, Steph. We know that now you're just talking the wrong kind of stuff. Ah, okay. So he's 3P. Got it. Never asked. What I will say is that his recruiter lied to him bold-faced, and I told my son that his recruiter was lying to him. Recruiter says, oh yeah, you come in security forces, and then when you re-up, we will get you into flight school. You see what I'm wearing right here? This is what tells me he will never be in flight school. His eyes are better than mine, but they ain't better enough. And then I took him over to a little cigar lounge, and I had a bunch of guys talk to him, all of them who were military. You know, they all said the same thing. Yeah, no, don't sign up for that. Hell no. Now, my son's very calm by nature. I was like, look, aircraft control, you know, the tower guy, a lot of them get into high stress and they think about that and all that, but that job allows you to go anywhere in the country and practically anywhere in the world, and almost immediately, boom, you're going to have a job. Of course, with COVID, maybe not. But I kind of wanted him to have a skill other than chances and possibilities of security forces being much other than police officer when he gets out is pretty small. And with the way the world has treated police officers lately, I don't feel comfortable with that decision, but it's not my decision. He's an adult. The location that I worked at here in Houston, even when everybody said, oh, you got to be 21 and up, if we saw somebody with a valid military ID, we'd let them, because it's their butt putting their paycheck, it's their butt that's signing a blank check to defend all of our rights. It's just one of those things. $95.45 law enforcement. I could see Skip now driving a car, chasing down the bandit. Skip T. Justice. Well, I'll tell you, I was only in for a while, and then when I went to re-up, I was told I was going to go from 52 Delta to 11 Bravo, which means I was going to go from power generation equipment repair to infantry. Nope, Mr. Clinton's military decided to tell me, here's your one finger salute. And I told them, I accept your offer to tell me I'm fired. And this is why Phil says, he melts in your mouth, not in your hands. My dad did not have good enough eyesight to be on a nuclear submarine. So instead, he was on the first actual nuclear aircraft carrier. I'm not mentioning any names. But every one of you Navy guys knows exactly which ship I just mentioned. And yes, I can guarantee every one of you Navy guys knows exactly which ship I just mentioned. Not even a question. No, that would be Canucular. That would be Canada. Of course, that might kind of piss off somebody. Yeah. Yeah, about 3.5 years ago now, Phil. It is now completely scrapped out from what I understand. Takes them long time to build and no time to tear it apart. The hardest part was getting the nuclear cores out of there without causing any kind of problems. What do you do with it? Well, after 50 years of operation and a full core regeneration, there's not much you can do with it. Now, that doesn't surprise me at all that they would keep that in a as a display piece. Howdy, Jose, ¿cómo estás? Yeah, the tower was a very distinctive shaped block cube for the Enterprise. And if you looked at the way the ship was made, you could see that it actually had been built originally for coal-fired boilers kind of weird there to see that there was a ship that was originally set up for coal, and then they shifted it to diesel briefly, and then they scrapped the whole idea of it at all and went to nuclear. Still inside the same hole. But that's not from my research, that's just from listening to my dad, who actually worked down in the engineering spaces. Funny thing, during Vietnam, the brig was down near the engineering spaces. And the chaplain said that it was not humane to keep anybody locked up in the brig because it got too hot. But they could make a man work for 12-hour shifts down in engineering, which was actually a hotter you figure it out. Criminals got more rights than non-criminals. And it's been that way for years. Howdy, Odie. Cooking Saturday lunch. Hopefully it was pretty good. Especially being that I'm only going to be on here maybe another 5 minutes. As we all know, this is really tailgating for Steph and Skip. Look at there, Skip's coming through with better Spanish than I can write or read. I do not read or write any language other than English. Look, I'm sorry. I try really poorly. Mostly it's because I can barely get through English. Dyslexia kicks in. Kind of slows me down. Well, Jose, I'm going to tell you, I get lots of really nice blueberries here in Texas. We've got quite a few farms of them, really, and they've been huge lately. I'll agree with you there. I'm not sure what's up with that. So before we get out of here, be looking for Phil Goodman to put out his 5-blend tobacco, you know, what he would do, because somebody nominated him. Yeah, I'm not expecting a video. Something tells me he'll weasel out of that one. And then, as per normal, because we are within the 2-minute warning, please have a good time. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves is actually most important, because you can't take care of anybody else if you're not well. As per my normal sentiments, it has always been a pleasure to have y'all over here and for me to be over there. Enjoyed the company. Really enjoyed having y'all around. It's as much for my sanity as it is for yours. Glad we could take this time and hang out. That's what tailgating's about, just hanging out, shooting the breeze, having a good time, conversing with each other, being humans, without all the other side notes. Except for when I pick on Phil. That's just fun. He'll pick back, I'm sure. Now, because we're down to the last minute, as per always, I would like y'all to definitely think about having a good time this week, and make sure you mash as many of those like buttons on those videos as you can. As per always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon.